Hey everyone, welcome to Self-Publishing Quest Part 2. Yes! Okay, I just want to get into this. I'm so excited to share with you all this stuff. So, self-publishing is a monster. I'm just going to be honest right up front. It is a lot. Now, there is an easy way to do it if you don't want to put anything into your book and you think it's perfect. If you think it's perfect, it's your book. I'm guessing that it is. So if you've got the perfect editing, the perfect book, everything's ready to go, you can simply pick a publishing company you want to go through. I personally went through Amazon. You literally just go amazonkdp.com and then just start setting up all your things, upload your picture, upload your manuscript, click a few buttons, and you are done. Offer review, publish in the next couple of days. Perfect. However, I personally know my downfalls, especially when it comes to my writing. So I know my book is going to need work before it gets thrown out there into the world. I want my book to be the most perfect it can be. And I know the first book wasn't. Don't judge me. A lot of issues happened to me the first book, and I'm so excited I got to learn from those, and I can tell you guys not to do the same mistakes. So, the first thing I would recommend to do is basically write down the different departments for a corporate business. That's as easy as it can get. So I wrote down a couple of things myself just to kind of give you an idea. So departments that are in a corporate business can range from production, so that would be your book itself, research and development, that's also like which company you want to go through, if you want to have like specific things. Purchasing, that would be pretty much anything for your business. So are you going to need a book cover? Are you going to need editing? Are you going to need anything like that? Obviously, marketing. If you're self-publishing, marketing is going to be huge because you are in charge of it. So it's all you. If you just send your book out into the world and just expect it to do stuff by itself, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to put the work in, get the word out, get your family and friends to put the word out. Marketing is going to be huge. Human resources. This sounds a little crazy when you're self-publishing because it's just you. You are the employee for the company. But if you're hiring out people to do the editing and hiring out people to do the book cover, you're still the human resources that needs to deal with all these other people. And you need to make sure they're following the timeline and also staying within what is expected. And obviously the big one, accounting and finance, number 6. So if you decide you want to spend money on your book, you also have to look at all these different options. Like how much money are you going to put into marketing? Marketing is huge. So are you going to spend a huge chunk of your money on marketing, or are you going to do more for the production side of things, for the editing and the book cover and all this stuff? So basically what it comes down to, as soon as you decide to self-publish, you need to make some big decisions right off the bat. And I always narrow it down to 3. 1, how much money are you going to put into this book? Number 2, which departments are going to get the majority of the money? Like, you're going to have to decide immediately where the money is going to be heading, or at least a general idea. And 3, what specifically needs to be done to your book. So not necessarily in that order. Like, I would probably do the last one first, and say, okay, what needs to be done to my book to make it the most shiniest it can be? And if you're like me and it's an editing or a book cover, then you need to be like, okay, what kind of editing do I need? I'll get into that in another video. Also, like a book cover. How much are you willing to put towards your book cover? You may not think it's a big thing, but remember, marketing is a huge thing, and book covers are the very first thing people see when they're looking at books. Whether it's on shelves or Amazon, that book cover is going to have an impact. So you have to make sure it's something that you want. And if you're not sure, like, look at other people's, especially in the same genre, if you want to see like kind of the things that attract people. Also, you've got to think about this as well. Do you have money coming in? in any way, shape, or form. If you're like me and you work, that's great. At least some of the money can go towards the business. But if you don't, and you're going to have to rely on other people or other means, how are you going to work that into your budget, and how are you going to figure out a budget? So that's where the accounting and finance would come into it. So these are all things you have to take into mind as soon as you start going through this process. And one that I always, I go on about this, and I will in every single video, I promise. Research and development is pretty much for every single aspect of self-publishing. You need to research what company you want to go through. Right now, I think Ingram Spark is big, Amazon is big, BookBaby is big. So there's tons of options. Some of them require a fee, some of them don't. So again, that's where your accounting is going to come into it. Like, what can you actually afford? How far into it do you want to go? A lot of people pick Amazon just because it's free to get it out there, So I always say, start that route maybe. That way it will save you money on the sending part. And then you can kind of invest in the other things. That's just what I did. And again, find out what part of your book you want to work on. Like, if you're okay just sending it out into the world, you're good. Awesome. If like me, mine definitely needed editing. I am a terrible speller. I do not know how to draw to save my life, so the book cover had to be done. So whatever you feel like needs to be worked on is where you need to send your focus. So, and then obviously with the production, that's going to be, especially when you're talking about self-publishing authors like myself. For production, I always think of it of having a schedule. So is there specific times of day where I'm not busy, where I can actually slide in recording a video, or, making some notes, or working on my planner, or, is there something coming up I need to work on, like all my editing that I have to get done. So even though I'm paying someone else to edit, I still have to edit some of it myself and proofread to get to that point, if that makes sense. So again, let me start over. So think of it as a corporate business. You're basically the boss of the company, but now you are also all these other departments that traditional publishing would take off your hands. So traditional publishing is easier in the sense that once you give it to them, it's all them. That's why they get paid the higher money. You get paid the higher money self-publishing because you are responsible for all the other work. So if you want to make money, you gots to do the work. So I think for now I'm just going to leave it at that. I just wanted to do kind of a brief overview. I'm going to go into more detail in each of the other episodes to come, and I'm going to hit on each of these. And I will mention research in every single one. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So that should give you a good starting point, though. So have the mindset of, I'm not just a writer anymore. I am a business owner. This is my business. This is my product. And I need to get this into people's hands. How do I do that? And start from there. So I'll leave a couple of links in the description below if you want to check things out. If not, always keep fighting. You are enough. And I'll talk to you in the next episode.